Everybody, Crypto Knights here, bringing you a video again of my daily vlog with Apex Trader. Using this trading bot now. I've committed fully to it, obviously, from the past couple videos. So everybody, welcome. To those of you new to the channel, well, welcome, and thank you to my new subscribers. Just a quick note, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice. This is really just what I'm doing, how I've been doing, my wins and my losses, the good and the bad, and just my take, my views on the market, and sharing with you anything that I've been learning. And then, you guys take it with a grain of salt and do with it as you want. Just remember, it's always important, do your own research, look at multiple sources before you make your decisions of the day. So that's about it on that. So going right into today, first we're going to go over here to CoinMarketCap. Volume's much lower. I've been watching it drop pretty much all day. Yesterday it was like, what, 19 billion. Today it's, it was around 14 billion. So, we're still not getting the volume in this. The only time we're really seeing a spike in volume, honestly, is when the bears come in and say hi. Bitcoin dominance still above 54%. Obviously it's gone down from yesterday where it was 55, but still above that 50% mark. I'm still playing it, with the altcoins, really cautiously. It's still pretty much Bitcoin's game, and so just keep that in mind. I know I do. And then, all green today. Go over here. So much different than, the bloodbath that was yesterday. But keep in mind, the way I look at when this happens, and especially pretty much all summer, is I only think we see the pump in the altcoins is just so the next, Bitcoin move. They're pumping the money back into altcoins, driving up the price, and then selling it at a profit to be able to go back into Bitcoin, whether to buy or sell. So trading the altcoins is, kind of like playing rugby, but you're the only man on the team. It's really dangerous. You got to keep an eye on the market every day, and I've seen some people play it, gunslinger style, very loose, and, they have great profits one day, and then, some days they get lucky, other days not so lucky. I've been trying to play this more in the middle of the road. I've had my wins and my losses too. There's no right strategy for this market. You just kind of have to do what you feel is best and what, you're most comfortable with. Kind of a quiet day. We did see some movement up in Bitcoin, going up 6,500. And I turned off the bot while I went to bed today, just because I didn't want to, I didn't feel like taking that chance today. So, with that said, well, actually, before I go into how I did, I want to bring up, that's not it. That's it. So, no, I'm sorry. That's the one I want to do last. This is the article I wanted to do. So, for some reason, there's this big hoopla over the fact that Goldman Sachs has changed their mind about opening up a cryptocurrency trading desk. I really don't think this was a big deal. For the past year or so, we've been hearing Goldman Sachs basically saying they're not interested in cryptocurrency, that it's a dud. And it was a surprise of, back in the end of June, beginning of July, when they switched CEOs and they were talking about it, and that would be cool and everything, but I didn't have my hopes up. So I really don't see, to me, how this was such a big deal. I don't think this was the reason why the market went down yesterday. That's the problem with mainstream media, is they got to have a reason for everything. And I don't think that there needs to be some big number one reason. There's always a number of factors involved in a fall or a rise, and it's not, it used to be, even last year, great news would drive up the price, bad news would bring down the price, but this year it's been a little bit different. news hasn't, I don't think, affected it as much as it has in the past, and this isn't the reason why we dropped $1,000 yesterday. The other thing I want to point out in this article is, once again, CNBC is making predictions. So I'm going to post, I did in one of my previous videos, I touched on this one article, and it was also a YouTube video, which I'll post in the link, about how CNBC is right 95% of the time. Every time they tweet one thing, the market goes the other. Well, now they're tweeting that we're going to go down to, $3,000. So I would say, if they're wrong, or the opposite of what they say is 95% of the time, there's a good possibility we'll see a little upswing here. Watch out in the mainstream news. They're like fair weather friends. One minute they're all hyped about what you're doing, and the next minute, you're a pariah. I think it's silly how they try to manipulate, in my eyes, manipulate the market in this way. If you look at how Bitcoin has been acting and reacting, yeah, we've seen some swings and we've seen some, lows and ups, but really, comparatively, we've been kind of steady, staying in that $6,000 to $7,000 range. So it's not as bad as it has been in the past when it comes to volatility. And if Bitcoin goes down to 3,000, not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, back in January 2017, it was only 1,000. So, take it as you will, take it with a grain of salt. But watch out for mainstream media. But who knows? We'll see if this is right again and we see a little upswing, because they're saying we're supposed to go down to 3,000. So with that said, let's go into how I did today. So like I said, I turned off the bot for about 7.5 hours, but still a pretty good day. There was about an hour ago, there was a little bit of lag where it seemed like the Bitcoin pairs are kind of cooling off, but things are heating back up again. So today, not a bad day. I've made now almost $13 today, which is just a little bit above my daily goal. I had 74 wins, 4 losses before I turned off the stop loss. I figured since we're going to see things going up today, I turned off the stop loss. There was really no reason for that, since most things have bounced back. So, overall, doing to my investments, 2.98% profit, and my overall portfolio almost 4%. So to me, not a bad day. This would probably be over 100 if I had left it on. But those are decisions you have to make when you're going about your day, is how you want to trade, and I decided to play it cautiously. I did start the Ethereum bot back up, but I didn't do it until late, probably, when was my first trade? So probably about 3 in the afternoon my time was when I turned the bot back on, and so far it's been a pretty good day. It hasn't really been too hectic since I turned it on. I got 9 successes. Haven't really made that much today, but haven't really done a lot of trading. But that's something I want to touch on too. Is in one of my really earlier videos, I was looking at and curious on why Ethereum, why you would want to trade with Ethereum. I said I wasn't really big on it. Obviously I'm changing my mind on that. Coming around to the idea of having 2 different bots trading 2 different currencies. So when one's maybe not doing so good, you got another one that's doing well. I did a little research. I'm understanding a bit more how you can trade in altcoin with altcoins, and that's something I want to touch on. Is as you learn and grow with this market, always keep an open mind. I mean, even though I was saying I wasn't interested in it, doesn't mean I wasn't going to look more into it at some point. Just the other day I decided to do it on a whim, and playing around with it a bit more, I've changed my mind. So, don't shut things out. Keep your mind open, and it's just like how you're going to trade on a daily basis. You have to adjust your strategy every day based on this market. This, or even like every hour. This isn't like Wall Street or your other markets throughout the world where they work 9 to 5 hours, closed on weekends and holidays. What's unique about the cryptocurrency market is it trades 24/7. And again, this is what I think mainstream media forgets about, especially in the States, is this isn't an American market. This is a world market. I mean, honestly, to me, this is the first true world market, where trading happens 24/7. Why? Because when I'm asleep, or let me rephrase this, when most normal people are sleeping, there are people that are up trading. This market's really, really unique. It's volatile because of that. But it's also what makes it really interesting, and why, against all odds, it still has done better than the naysayers have said. I remember earlier this year, Bitcoin's going to collapse this year, it's going to go to zero, and we're still holding strong. And it's because people forget it's not just a one area of the world. This is a worldwide phenomenon, essentially. And as long as there's someone interested somewhere in this world to trade, there's going to be someone else interested in trading. So, you have to look at this market a little bit differently. And yeah, I've lost sleep because, because when I do wake up and I'm sleeping, I always check my phone to see, what's going on just real quick before I fall back asleep. And there are times I'm like, oh no, and I've gotten up, or, I was like, oh wow, this is like awesome. This is like great opportunities here. And I've gotten up and done some trading. We thought the strategy from earlier to adjust to the market. It's fun and exciting. So with that said, that's kind of like my piece of advice today on that. Now, I'm going to continue the tutorial, but I'm going to not so much talk about the actual setup, but I want to talk about how you can look at, obviously, one of the biggest, most important settings is what coins are you going to pick. And again, this is one of the reasons why I like Apex Trader. Now, I had meant to say this a couple videos ago, and I completely forgot, and a comment that was put into one of the videos that I saw today. So I just want to let you guys know that this is a beta. They're not even done with a finished product yet. So honestly, I can't wait to see what this finished product looks like, because as a beta, I'm enjoying this. With Crypto Hopper, I really felt stressed out. And I'm not going to lie about that, because it was just like constant adaptation. I was seeing results, and I was seeing good results. So don't get me wrong, I'm not bad-mouthing Crypto Hopper. Not at all. I think it's a great bot. But again, it wasn't what I had envisioned overall in my head for what I wanted to accomplish. And this is doing exactly that. I'm getting a lot of trades. Yeah, they're small trades. They're only at one. I found a happy point, I think, for myself, and I'm trading at a 1% profit. But I'm seeing I'm seeing high trades. I'm seeing 67, or what, I'm at 74, 75 trades just on Bitcoin today. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was shooting for. So, and the other thing I really like about this, and I've said this a few times, is just the fact that, okay, maybe you don't want to go through each individual coin and pick, so you can do it based on different things, and they're adding more options. I think when I first started, there were only 3 or 4 options, and now there's 5. So, kudos to the guys that are putting this together. I see a lot of talk on Discord and suggestions and stuff, and you can start seeing some of these things coming through. But you got your positive pairs, so you pick everything that's in positive. You got your top 75 volume. So keep in mind, if you choose either one of these, the top 75, you might have to adjust that every day, because obviously with some coins, the volume's always going to be, you're always going to have like some of the same coins, like in your top 30 coins, let's say, you know, you're always going to get those same coins. You know, but there will, you know, when you look down at the lower part of the top 100, you do see a lot of movement. So you might want to, with these, especially with these, if that's what you're going on, you know, click on that every day and let it adjust. And then you have your percent changes, and then the append open position. So let's say I went ahead and hit this now. There might be coins right now that I have going on that might not be part of that top 75 anymore. So you'll see a little caution icon that says it's not being watched. So you just go to append open positions and it'll add those to your current watch list. Now, if you go to the Discord server, there are two channels, blacklist coins and whitelist coins. Take a look through those, because you can see a lot of feedback from people on what coins that day they're not having success with and what coins they are having really great success with. And then you can adjust it as well. I would personally like to see up on, you know, an option on here would be, you know, maybe like a whitelist and a blacklist section. So, you know, because there are certain coins when I click on the top volume, I have to go through and take off, like, you know, USDT, and there's a few others that, you know, I just don't have a lot of success with, and I always wind up taking a loss on. So, you know, I would love a section where I could just say, you know, put that in, or even if it's like in one of these columns where it's blacklisted, so I don't have to constantly click that, and then it would choose the next coin of, you know, a volume. But you can also choose your own coins, which I do as well. You know, I'll take off certain coins and then I'll add in certain coins that, whether I know that they're always on the rise, or, you know, even if they fall like everybody else, they're going to shoot back up, or the coins I believe in and the coins I've researched, and, you know, there's something, they're ideas I really back in, and I want to support that and I want to trade them. So you can, when you're picking your coins, you know, attack it with a strategy. And it's the same thing with like your daily trading. And my goals now are more focused than I think they were when I first started using bots. And that's my knowledge I want to you know, leave on the table today is have a goal and have a strategy, you know, because your strategy will come with your goal. So right now, my goal is I want to make $10 a day. You know, it doesn't really seem a lot, but what's 10 times 10? That's $100. So in 10 days, my goal is to make $100. Times that by 30, that's $300 a month. To me, you know, that's, for me, starting off with is, you know, because I don't have, you know, a lot of Bitcoin to play with. You know, I only have a certain amount. You know, and I can, you know, and I'll add to that with, because I do have a small mining operation, so I'll add to that with my mining operation. You know, and if I have, you know, $50 here and there, I'll you know, throw it up online. But for the most part, I only have a certain amount of funds, so the only way to gain positions is to make money. So you're really dealing with compounding interest. You know, when you think of a savings account, and I know there's no such thing as this type, but the math is just easier this way. Let's say you have a savings account and every day you earn 4% interest. So you start off with $100. So the first day you've earned $4. And then the next day, you know, you earn interest off of $104. So over the month, that's going to add up, because each day you're playing with more money. It's the same thing here. You know, so let's say it's $10 a day is my goal, and right now I'm putting $20 into each trade. So in 2 days' time, I have another position, right? So that's another position to add in. So I'm going to make more the next day. It's the same idea. So you don't have to make a lot in each trade. You can go with a smaller amount. You know, you have to find with what you have versus how many positions. And I can tell you that, you know, right now I think I'm trading I think the max right now that I have available is like 14 positions, 15 positions. But the way I'm going today, sometime tomorrow morning, I'll be trading with 15 positions. And, if we have another good day tomorrow, then, going into Saturday, I'll have 16 positions. So, and then once I hit X number of positions, then I'll up the amount of each trade. And that's how, really ultimately you make your money. So when you think about, let's say $10 a day times 365 days a year, that's what, $3,600. Not a bad take home for $35 a month. And, some extra time on my end, but not much. This thing works when I'm sleeping if I have it on. It works while I'm working, and it works when I'm watching TV. So there you go. So that's one more thing before I sign off, which I thought was pretty cool. So Coinbase considers launching a crypto ETF with help of Wall Street's BlackRock. Now, if you've never heard of BlackRock, BlackRock is one of the largest firms, I think, in the world. Like, what they handle in money every year is larger than some countries' GPA. I mean, it's insane. But they've been in the news the past month or so because they said they were considering and they were looking into getting into the cryptocurrency market. So, and keep an eye on Coinbase. I know some people don't like Coinbase because of whatever, but Coinbase is smart. They've made a lot of smart moves this year, and you can really see that going into 2019, Coinbase really can truly become the U.S.'s first legitimate cryptocurrency exchange. I mean, I'm not talking something small. I'm saying I'm footing with NASDAQ, the S&P. They're working with the government. They're working with regulations, and it doesn't matter what you feel good or bad about regulations. They're the government. It's gonna happen. You just have to deal with it. So seeing where this goes could be really, really interesting, and I'll leave the link to the article, to both articles, in the section below. So, I'm really excited about that. I hope that, this, something like this really happens, that a partnership like that happens. I think it would be really good in the long run for our market. I will, at a later date, I do want to do a spot on ETFs and what they mean for the market. I don't really think that we need them to go anywhere, but I think in the long run, we do need stuff like this because you want to get that investment money into the cryptocurrency market, not only to help it stabilize a little bit, but we'll see a higher volume and a lot more opportunities for us early traders to make some serious money, in my opinion. So with that said, I'm going to be signing off. I hope you guys had a great trading day, and I hope you guys have another good one tomorrow. If you liked the video, well, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you've been liking what I'm doing, then feel free to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that bell. And this will be Crypto Knights signing off.